recording right now? Oh shit, it is. I was like, what the fuck? It didn't even give me like the little window that it would usually give when, like, after it's done the countdown to record. But anyways, we're here on Twitter Cesspool Watch, or really just. I'm really just going on Twitter just so I have talking points, rants to go on. Because this is mainly a podcast. I'm really supposed to be just a read aloud or political show. It's supposed to be more so just a manifestation of my expressions of my interests. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not just politics that I want to talk about. I want to talk about psychological, philosophical, sociological, historical, a lot of shit, a lot of things. So I might go off tangents here and there, but you know, it's just how it is. It's how I want it to be, I guess. I can't really say I guess, because at that point it's not really what I want it to be. Exactly. What I'm trying to say is, if I go off tangent, deal with it. It's still the podcast. I call it the X-Edra, mainly because the X-Edra, by definition, is an architectural element, most likely a semicircular uh, a semicircular area or bench or something like that. Just a place where people talk, a dedicated place where people talk. And I just called it that mainly because it has the sound EX, or not EX, it has the sound of X in the beginning of the word. I don't know if it's X-Edra or X-Edra, but I call my thing the X-Edra because I like play on words like that, and you know, X, it's a personal thing of mine. The letter X, obviously, because it's my fucking name. You know. So the X-Edra, this podcast is supposed to be just me ranting and talking like a motherfucker. It's more so I'm trying to alleviate my tendency to want to talk my ass off and be like a radio, a chatty motherfucker that says a lot of things and sometimes yells at himself. Not for just for everything really. Especially like what I'm trying to say is I talk to myself a lot. I yell at myself a lot. I rant with myself a lot. And it's only just me. No one else really understands what the hell it is I'm yelling about or ranting about. And I don't know why I can't get that through my head that no one's gonna understand, so why the fuck am I even saying this or yelling this aloud? Like no one's gonna know or understand or really care about what the fuck it is that is bothering me at that moment. All they're gonna do is just tell me to not be so bothered at that moment. To not be so angry, to not yell so much. I can't help myself. I don't really talk to anyone in the first place. So I just talk to myself. I yell with myself about things that bother me, whether it be me that's bothering me, whatever I did that's bothering me, whatever, however I behave that's bothering me, whatever my habits or behaviors are. I think I just behave. Whether it's about me, whether it's about entertainment, whether it's about society, whether it's about psychology, whether it's about history, whether it's about science, whatever it is that's bothering me, no one's gonna understand it. I think that's what I was trying to get at. And yet I still talk to myself aloud. I don't know how thin my walls are. I usually get conscious of people listening in on my conversations, especially with myself. Because again, they will not understand without context, and I do not like the kinds of interpretations that they would have with my words. No one really has the context in which I have to understand the shit that I'm saying, or to really understand me in general. People or you guys might have like the best understanding of me because I'm willingly manifesting this part of me to you guys because it's content. I'm trying to do content creation just so I can build up a fucking reputation in San Diego and spread that shit out to the rest of California, then eventually the United States, the entirety of it, and then the fucking world. I want to make a historical impact, especially in my city. San Diego really doesn't get that much attention like I want it to. Everyone talks about Los Angeles, San Francisco, Detroit, Chicago. I was gonna say San Antonio, but I'm trying to think of a Texas place. Yeah, fuck Texas. New Orleans, Miami, Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale. Actually, no, it's not really much of Fort Lauderdale. Boston, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Washington D.C., New York City, Las Vegas, Sacramento, Denver. All those places, they have significant historical uh, elements to them. Like they're important to history in some way. But not really San Diego too much. We've only been mentioned a couple times, and we're not really on the national attention too much. I want to try to change that, honestly. Change it to where we're constantly talked about for at least 1 year. You know, other than the fact that we're a border city. Because all this border talk and immigration talk and shit, I'm in my area. I never really noticed immigration too much. Like as a problem, I never really noticed it, or really at all. I kind of feel like some of Mira Mesa, since it is pretty pretty not Asian, like it's Pacific Island, fuck it, Asian like. It's very Asian like here. The majority of the population is Asian here, which I can attest to in Mira Mesa is what I'm talking about. I can attest to that because I don't really see much white or black people around here. Just Mexicans, Asians, and possibly Native Americans, but we all know those fuckers almost look exactly like either a Mexican or Filipino. So that could be sort of, or that demographic can. I've probably seen a Native American or two out there. It's just I probably mistook them for either a Filipino or a Mexican. But my whole life I've just lived around this Asian dominated community in San Diego. Not really the part. I've never really been in the parts or the part. Yeah, parts of San Diego that has immigration or homeless or poverty issues. Never really been near much those. Or really, never been much. Never. God, it's so hard for me to like talk and say what I want to say. I don't really go anywhere else in San Diego. I've never really been anywhere else in San Diego other than the communities near Mira Mesa, the western part of Mission Valley, La Jolla slash UTC, and downtown, but mainly in the where have I been more to? The downtown area or Hillcrest? I feel like I've been to Hillcrest more. And Hillcrest, those are the only places in San Diego that I've frequented the most in my whole life. But no, like no. Basically, what I'm trying to say is all the issues that are happening in California or Southern California right now, I don't really see it too much other than the very, very, very high, unreasonable prices of the properties here in San Diego, let alone Mira Mesa. Almost everything's either around $400,000 or $500,000 in terms of properties to buy. The taxes are pretty high here. The roads are shit. The transportation system is somewhat unorganized and stupid. It's a tiny bit convenient, but I'd rather not wait 2 hours just to make a 30-minute, not 30-minute trip. It's way less than that. It's like a 10-minute trip. Like to get from here, Mira Mesa, to La Jolla Shores, the beach at La Jolla Shores, it would take 2 hours just to make a 10-minute to 20-minute drive like that. It's usually the same for the rest of San Diego. It takes fucking hours just to get places on the public transportation. Uh, there's a shit ton of desert because there's a lot of environmental preservations. Not environmental. I don't know why I'm saying environmental. It's clearly environmental. Just a lot of preserves, a lot of wildlife shit. Um, Basically, environmentalist galore. Environmental regulations. Um, Basically, all the alpine and shrub that surround Mira Mesa. That's sort of what separates us with everyone else, is just shrub and sides of hills, because we're mainly mesas. San Diego, I feel like, is mainly just mesas. And not all the bottoms. All the, not all the, I'd say half of the canyons or half of the bottoms of hills are uninhabited by anything, especially by roads or any structures whatsoever. Half of that half, or 25% of those canyons, or the bases of the mesas, they're hikeable. Like people can access them. Like it's on a reservation to where it restricts access by private citizens. Um, yeah, there's a lot of that in San Diego. Just a shit ton of mesas. Uh, Very terrible roads. I'm now realizing that I've just gotten off on a very long tangent. A fucking 15-minute tangent about San Diego and shit like that. I don't know how I feel about that, but fuck it. fuck it, just fuck it. I'm gonna do this to 20 minutes, but this is not really like a cesspool watch. Like I said this in the beginning, this video isn't really a cesspool watch, and I only call it a cesspool because some of the parts on Twitter are very fucking cancerous. This Twitter page, or obviously CNN, any of these mainstream media fucking pages and shit, their comment sections are the most cancerous that I've seen so far. Or that's where I expect the cancer to be, mainly. Because these fucking leftists, I swear, they brainwashed a lot of people. They brainwashed the public into believing their agendas and shit, or whatever the hell. You know what, I'm just gonna end it here. I don't care how boring this video was. I'm just gonna upload this, and then I'm gonna do the political quiz, because I would be a bit more energetic, or at least a bit more passionate with those, and even then those fucking quizzes have to be at least, no, at most 20 minutes. Otherwise, anything past 20 minutes, I don't know whether or not you guys even give a shit. So, yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. Let's see. Right then. I don't really know how to end this properly, so I'll see you fuckers later.